Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zalandiura. So today I will present my research about modeling of 2D crash simulation on debris flow analysis on morphological change of the Omo River, Sigurgensi, Central Sulawesi. First of all, I would like to thank the entire committee of 5th Borobudur International Symposium for organizing an excellent event for the advancement of science. The authors consist of Zelandiura Pramesti, it's me. And second one is Mr. Demi Harlan, and the last one is Mr. Eko Winar Irianto. Background to the problem. First, introduction. The earthquake and liquefaction disaster in 2018 made it possible to change the soil structure, resulting in landslides. And then after that, flood event that occurred in May 2019 and June 2020 resulted in landslides. So the landslide that entered the river flow cause sedimentation, which then occurs discharge in the river cannot be accommodated due to the decrease in the river capacity. Landslide cause floods on debris which can cause the damage to areas in their path. For this reason, to handle the disaster, it will be built a sabo dam, consolidation dam, and also channel work. The research location at Omo River, where Omo River is a tributary of Palu River and also the third order classification river uh, at Gumbasa District, Sigurgensi, Central Sulawesi Province. And watershed has catchment area about 11.99 kilometer square, and the longest flow path is about 12.76 kilometer. And Omo River has average slope riverbed about 0.135. So this is the layout Omo watershed. I divide or split the Omo watershed become three sub three sub watershed, and the problem issue of Omo watershed is first, erosion occurs either from land or landslide, which result in the transport sediment to Omo River downstream. Second one, the river capacity is reduced due to sedimentation downstream, resulting in several flooding events, both debris floods and runoff. And then the slope of the river channel from upstream to downstream is steep, so the flow continues increase until the flow reach the downstream. The Omo River bed in Omo River is unstable, so the flow path of Omo River is meander and moves from one side to other side, and so it's become a new problem for construction because the flow is moving. And then the method I used to analyze the first, the data collected is rainfall data, topographic data, and sediment data, which is then carried rainfall data and topographic data to become data for hydrological analysis, and then carry out the synthetic unit hydrograph, and then uh, which is added with sediment data, and then to become hydraulic modeling, to carry out to produce morphological change because hydraulic have the ability to change river morphological, especially during the floods or debris flood that has massive energy. Uh, the study aimed to analyze influence of Sabodam consolidation dam on morphological change on Omo River. I used four scenario. First, modeling river's existing condition with Newtonian analysis. Second one, modeling river existing condition with non-Newtonian analysis. And then I modeling with Sabodam and consolidation dam with the Newtonian analysis. And the last one, modeling with Sabodam and consolidation dam with non-Newtonian analysis. When I'm modeling, I'm non-Newtonian analysis, I use Bingham rheology because the flow, I assume that the flow is hyperconcentrated. And then the modeling was using HECRAS 6.41 version to analyze morphological change. Uh, and then the result I can explain first is from the topographic analysis. The result of composite curve number value for the Omo watershed is 81.24, and this curve number value is based on land use cover data in Omo watershed. I I get the data from Minister of uh, Environmental 2019. The Omu watershed, and then this is a hydrological analysis. The Omu watershed does not have a rain station, so you I have to look a large watershed. Yeah, that's a Palu watershed, and then the influence of rain in the Omu River on Omu watershed is completely influenced by the Tufa rain station, and then for rainfall design in terms of design rainfall, the time period of employ the Gumbel distribution. This choice was made due to the Gumbel distribution ability to characteristic have better. So and then after I have a rainfall design, I will check the result with assess the chi-square test and Smirnov-Kolmogorov test. And this is the rainfall design for several return period. And then this is Omo watershed peak discharge modeling. And after hydraulic analysis for the next hydraulic modeling, the standard peak discharge I used in modeling is return period peak discharge Q100. This is the scenario I used to modeling hydraulic. Scenario 1 and scenario 2 is without sabodem and consolidate and without consolidation dam. And then scenario 3 and scenario 4 I'm modeling with sabodem and consolidation dam. This is the result of velocity. The following are the result of velocity modeling with the help of HECRAS with existing condition and without uh, uh, sabodem. So the result is the sabodem can reduce the velocity uh, where it in upstream or downstream. This This is the slides about morphological riverbed change. This is a position of Sabo Dam, Consolidation Dam 2, and Consolidation Dam 1. Based on the result of sediment transfer modeling, it can be seen there is decrease on the riverbed of Omo River before built the sediment contour, where it can retain uh, the riverbed. So it's expected that stability of Omo River bed will be maintained. Uh, there is and the downstream is there is not much visible change in the riverbed. So the conclusion is about my presentation. First, the maximum speed of the Q100 discharge under existing condition upstream and of the planned Sabo placement point is 4.64 meter per second, and the downstream of the Sabo plant placement about 16.07 meter per second, and the maximum speed at the Q100 discharge in condition where this is handling upstream of the planned Sabo placement point is 4.48 meter per second, and the downstream of the Sabo plant placement point is 7.3 meter per second. So the construction can reduce the velocity to make it slower and reduce the energy line. Second one, the speed upstream is slower than the speed downstream of the building or the building point placement. This is because by chance in the cross section which decrease due to the slope or plane of the building, so that the downstream elevation change is lower, so that the downstream speed becomes faster. And then the last one, the sediment control can maintain the riverbed, so the building can retain the sediment material, so as not to cause sedimentation to downstream, then expected not uh, the flood occurs. Thank you for my presentation. I appreciate the everything. Thank you very much.